Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Welcome to the podcast. I'm currently waiting for it to come up on Twitch so I can click it. Put podcast is on. I hope everyone's okay at the moment and everyone's having a good time. We've got some news. I don't have the normal people on. They're busy at the moment. Well, Connor would have been on, but he's busy, and Kurt can't come on until we move the date to Fridays and then release on a Sunday still. Because he's got D&D and he can't miss it, because you'd miss a whole storyline. So, I got the news, don't worry. I got quite a bit of news. Has it loaded up yet? There it is. Hey. Should be. So let's get into the news a little bit. Let's start talking and discussing these things. So, a bit of gaming news, because that's all I have written down, because I thought I was going to have other people till about 5 minutes before this. So, a bit of gaming news on his house. Mortal Kombat DLC fighters have been leaked because of the Switch. So we have Joker, Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Terminator. Sorry, I just got shouted there by my mum to say she's leaving the house a little bit. Terminator, Sindel, Spawn, Ash, Fujin, and Shiva have all been proven to be true as of a leak using the Switch game. Although a little bit of thing for the Switch, you need 20 gigabytes of storage when you buy it, if you buy the physical edition, which means you need an SD card to be able to play it, which is, a bit sucky. I mean, you don't need one, but if you want any other games on your Switch, you're going to need one. I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, the Switch should have more internal storage. I don't know how it does storage. If it's... because it loads, like, flash memory. It loads really quickly. So, possibly I don't know. I have not seen a Switch taken apart. While I Google this, we will talk about that, though. It's, like, a bit small, and... I don't know what the storage is. Like, is it... iFixit did a strip down. Okay, I can just have a quick look. You can go up to 2 terabytes. So possibly? Got internal... I don't know. Up to 2 terabytes though in storage. Methinks I might have to buy a big SD card and put it in. To be able to do that. 32 eMMC NAND flash. I've got the exact model open now. Okay, that was all in Japanese. The storage board. Okay. Back of the motherboard. Oh, I'm looking for the storage board. It's got DDR4 RAM though. That's pretty good. No, where is it? I've just seen like the name of it. It's the storage board contains a single Toshiba flash thing. That it? Yes. It's a flash chip, which means yes, you could, in theory, if you know what you're doing with all the wiring, wire that up to work with a bigger storage device, which means you could have a lot more storage. And it's not that hard to apply. Well, it is if you don't know what you're doing and you're not good with micro soldering, because there's some very small connections. But if you know what you're doing, you should be able to do it. There shouldn't be an issue. When the Switch gets a bit cheaper, I might have to buy one and experiment with that. When it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg just to rip one apart and probably break it. Unless I can buy the spare memory board. And then I'm not destroying it afterwards. Yes, someone sells the individual board. In fact, you can buy it on eBay. No solder points look like they could be modified. Well, maybe in the future I modify a Switch. Storage board. And do a bit of hacking of the console and see if I can do it. Because it shouldn't be too hard. As long as I can find a NAND flash chip. NAND flash memory, it's the same thing on an SD card, isn't it? I don't know the size of it. I don't know, but I should be able to get one. Hello, Speeder. I might be able to do a little bit of Switch modding then. And make it a lot larger, that storage. That is interesting to me. I hope it does. Anyway, next bit of news is there was a sequel for God of War for the PS4 hinted when they were doing the behind-the-scenes look, which I think would be a good thing. I really do hope that is gonna be... I like the God of War sequels. So, I'm hoping... I hope I do get to play that at some point. Just making sure people can hear me okay very quickly. Just because that is always my biggest concern with these things. Yes, good. Hi Hype, how you doing? But yeah, I'm excited for that. Of course I am. It should be fun. I'm doing fantastic, y'all. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Bit of Sonic news for those people. Sonic 06 is being remade in Unity to be all 4K. Why? It's one of the worst games if you have it on anything barring the Xbox 360. It's a glitchy mess. And it just crashes all the time. And it isn't very well optimized. And it's really laggy. Why? It's a fan thing, so maybe it might be better. My phone's vibrating like absolute crazy. Let's turn you on silent. Why are they making it again? Well, the original studio aren't. It's just Sonic fans are remaking it. Because I'll give it to it. It had an okay story. It's not the best. It's quite bad. They're remaking it. You should stream like a SpaceX launch. I was thinking of doing like a stream where we watch some rocket launches. I'm going to be getting back into KSP after the latest update because it just came out. So I'm going to give it a little play and see if it is something I want to stream again because I do like KSP. Sonic Generations is the best. I wouldn't know. I like the really old Sonic games. Rocket launch fails. Damn right. That's what my rocket launches are like. But got another bit of news for people. Super Smash Bros. Has a level editor. And people built dicks in it in about 5 minutes. It is a good level editor, in my opinion. I enjoyed playing with it. But also, with the latest update, they showed off a new Persona 5 female character. We don't know their name, we don't know what they look like, we just know there's another female character. There's a new character for Persona 5, which is interesting. But yeah, the level editor's out, it's quite a lot of fun. In my opinion, I do enjoy it. Who wouldn't build dicks in the game? Fair point. But yeah, it interests me. If you're wondering what my first Sonic game, it was Sonic CD. Yeah, I'm old. Sonic CD was my first one, and I'm not even that old. I just feel it. My mum got me it for like Christmas one day, and I was like, oh my god, yay, Sonic. Because she knew I liked old video game, well, older stuff. Sonic CD is really good. It was! I started a Sonic and Knuckles PC game, and I loved it. So yeah, that we're getting a new Persona character, which is interesting. I'm excited. I got a Nintendo 64 on my console. I should hook it up. I have an Xbox One, a PS3, and a PS2, and a PS1. I didn't, but I do have a PS4 actually. I have the PS1 edition PS4, which is the grey one, like the white one. So it is interesting to me. But if you do have a Switch and you like Fire Emblem, you can get it for $28 if you get a physical copy right now in the US. $28? That's cheap for a Switch game. I own Xbox One and 360. I have the Xbox original, I just didn't get a 360, I got a PS3 because I already had a PS2. No, it's not. The Nintendo Switch is amazing. I love the Nintendo Switch. It's never going to be trash. I love it. It's just such a good console. It's portable and useful, and I actually play on it more than any other console I own. I enjoy the absolute crap out of it. And I do still to this day think the Switch was the last time I used it. Maybe would work. I don't know. I wouldn't know. It's cartridge based, it's a lot more sturdy. Nintendo goes through a lot of rigmarole to make sure their consoles could last practically forever. So, like, they have one where someone has to sit on it for like a long period of time to see if you accidentally threw it on a couch and someone was to sit on it for some reason and didn't stand up for over half an hour. Like it was comfy. Like, they did that with the Wii. You can't play anything more than 3 FPS on the Switch. Yes, you can. Quite a lot of games are better than 3 FPS. The new Pokemon games and they're amazing. I love my Switch completely. It's perfect. It's not powerful, I'll give it that, but you can play a lot of good games on there. Right, I'm going to pull it out. Alright. I want to know if it's working by the end of the stream. But yeah, the Switch is a good console. I'll fully endorse it. I enjoy it, okay. It's portable and it's good. Jedi Fallen Order dev said the lightsaber will evolve while you play and grow. Now here's my question. Is it like the whole light side dark side thing? Because if you remember right, in Star Wars lore, if they're following the lore still, red kyber crystal is a normal kyber crystal that's been tortured and warped to be evil. Being small is a good thing, and expensive it's not really. It's the same price as the consoles, and it's powerful enough to be able to run games, I would say, the Switch. Like, what you want to play on it, you can play on it, it's simple. Especially with the VR stuff, that's quite a lot of fun, actually. I've had a little demo of it. But yeah, the lightsaber's going to change and stuff, and I'm hoping that it changes colour, depending on how you play. And if so, I need to figure out how to make a purple one. Because I want to be Mace Windu. A little bit thing about this. No, it doesn't look trash. I like the look of the Jedi Fallen Order game. I really do. I really want to play it. I can't wait for that to come out. Bit of the ones for the Uno fans, though. Uno is now more popular than Anthem on Twitch. Which is good. So, Uno is the best thing, and I'm excited for it. I really am. I can't wait. I've played it. I play it quite a lot. I don't play it on stream because I would get whitewashed by the amount of people. But yeah, it's quite interesting. If you play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for the phone games, you apparently have to pay £4,000 or £5,000 a year, dollars a year, just to get to the top of the players. To be number one, you'd have to pay like thousands of dollars a year. Why? That's like a ridiculous amount of money for a phone game. I'm sorry, but no, you're not getting that from me. You're seriously not. I'm not going to allow that. But you know what might have the money? Nintendo. Nintendo still are the only ones to ever outsell a Game Boy in handheld markets. Now, I think the Switch is selling at such a high rate at the moment. It's gonna overtake Xbox, which is good. It might take over the PlayStation market, which is really good for Nintendo. And then it's just like the sky is the limit, I guess. It's the Switch might outsell the Game Boy, I'm pretty sure. It's had over 20 million units sold, the Switch, which is a ridiculous amount of units. 20 million of them. My Switch, well, there's two in this household, to put it into context. My brother has one and I have one, and we play together. But yeah, that's expensive. 4,000 to 5,000 a year to play Star Wars Galaxy Hero. I just can't. One bad thing is though, Katana Zero. I don't know if people have seen it. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's just a good game. It's been banned in Australia and New Zealand. So that's not good. I really like banning games doesn't work anymore with the access to the internet. I don't like that. Please don't ban those types of things. Really not excited for it. Like I'm excited and really excited, but I'm not excited for the whole shit show that would happen if anyone played it in Australia. I want to say this now, because I'm always going to believe this, because I've been reading chat. Loot boxes should never exist, ever. Don't put loot boxes in games. It is shitty development. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like the idea of microtransactions. I know it could be cosmetic or whatever, but I really don't like them. That is just my little rant for this part of the video. I just don't like them. They can go fuck themselves. Any company that puts microtransactions in games is a bit dickish, which is why I'm glad to see that they're getting rid of the whole idea of putting microtransactions in single-player games, like Jedi: The Fallen Order. Not a single loot box, supposedly. Which means no microtransactions, in my opinion. Because that's the only reason... Unless you can buy specific things, and then you buy the specific thing that you want instead of having to hunt down for them for ages. Anyway, but Battlefront is online. Yeah, but they still shouldn't put microtransactions in there. They should just sell the game at the start, and then just let it play till the money... And I know, but they should just get the money at the start, and then go, okay, well, we have this much money, we have this much profit, let's take a percentage of the profit, and use that to run the servers, and that's all you need. Like, the game sold a lot, it shouldn't be so much of an issue. Or if you're a multi-million-dollar company, just... But it's EA, what do you expect? They're not putting microtransactions in their new games. So I think they're going off it after they realise the backlash you get. Sense of pride and achievement. That's all I remember from Battlefront 2, and it can go fuck itself. It's my actual opinion. Anyway. We were talking about the Switch earlier on, and another good thing is it's being sold in China now. Well, not just yet. It's been approved to sell in China, which means a whole new market. A whole new market. There's over 1 billion people in that country, and they all are tech mad. Like, there's so much technology there. It's like a city that's evolving. The game still costs $79. That should be enough then, shouldn't? Just saying. But the tech market in China is so much increasing. It's so increasing at a good rate now, and they are rapidly gonna, like, I think they're already like one of the best tech markets in the world. I want to go to like China just to go to all the like electronic markets. I'd happily do a stream where I walk around China doing an electronic market, and I'm interested by it. It's quite cool to me. I do want to like see all of those stores. I really like that. And if the Switch is going to be sold over there, already with the big emphasis on games over there, like the the MMOs and all that type of stuff, the massively multiplayer games where everyone's playing and it's like people grind hours upon hours. I think the Switch is going to be selling there like hotcakes. It is ridiculously expensive. Like over there, the I don't know how much they're going to cost it at like the pricing range, but might be a good. The Switch is not trash. I will argue this till I die. I think it's amazing that it's growing. I think it's such a good idea, and I love the console. I find it so much more enjoyable to be able to play something that I can play on my TV, take it with me. I don't like it. Well, I do. My opinion is a thing. Words are hard. But yeah, the Switch is going to increase at such a high rate now. I think it's a ridiculous growth that could happen, because I don't think the PS4 sells very well in... I don't think it sells at all in China. Is it sold in China? Oh, you can buy it in China, but nobody plays it. Okay. Apparently, because the PSN store is good. And the PS4... the Xbox in China. Okay, they do sell in China. That's... The Xbox sells a bit more. What about Xbox? They sell a little bit, not as much. Problem is, they don't have a large enough market to allow small independent developers to release, whereas the Switch allows independent developers to put on there, which means the Switch can fill up a library a lot quicker. So but Xbox and PS4, they don't sell a lot because they can't get a market of Chinese games. Whereas the Switch allows for developers to easily put stuff on there, so it's just developing games at such a high rate now. I think it's amazing that it's doing that, and I'm so happy about that. Like, generally, so fucking happy that the Switch is being released in China, because it'll mean another good thing for Nintendo, and I like Nintendo's games, I like their ideas, I like where they come from, and if they can certainly increase their ideas, it'd be much better for the gaming market. Thing is, you don't want one of these companies to overtake the other, really. What you want is them all to be on a level playing field, and still growing. Because that means more and more people are getting into gaming, which is good for everybody. Because first of all, more people will be happy playing a game. Second of all, more people in the games world, more people playing a game, there's more fun for people. It's relaxing and it's good. I generally stick by that. I think it's going to be amazing. Just like cleaning up my Google Docs very quickly. We have a little bit of news left and then I'm going to be finished, so just so people know. If you like Resident Evil and you like the soundtrack, you can get the vinyl on the 10th of May 2019 if you live in the USA. I don't know what the price is for that, but I like the idea of vinyl soundtracks for games. I want to buy the Fallout one. I just don't have the money because I'm quite poor. But I do hope that it is good quality vinyl. Like, if it's like horrible, I'm not going to want it. But if it's good quality, I don't see you probably not doing it. I like the idea of vinyl soundtracks. As simple as if you can... I like digital music, of course I do. I have Spotify on my phone, I pay for premium. I put my podcast up on Spotify so people on their phones can view it. For those that are listening to the podcast on Spotify, I'm sorry. But on stream, you can see that it is on there. People can go and view it. I hope people enjoy it. That's my simple... Hang on. Here's the motherfucking tea. I like music. I like sounds. I'm not deaf. That's evident by the headphones, even though I can take them off and put them around my neck. I had them around my head the entire time. But game soundtracks I really love. Like a little Easter egg for the people that like Doom. The Doom 2016 soundtrack has Easter eggs in the sound. Now, it's got pentagrams in there. If you listen to... I forgot the name of the song. One of the songs, if you listen to it through a spectrum analyzer, Cyberdemon, you can get pentagrams in the number 666 to show up. If you know what you're doing, of course. And I think that is fucking amazing by Mick Gordon. And I want to see more video game soundtracks in physical form. Like how it used to be when you used to buy a game, because they couldn't fit the music on the disc, they'd give you a separate disc with all the music on to play at the same time. So you get the same kind of thing. I like that. I really, really like that. Anyway, a little bit more news for people. The PS5 has jumped to an SSD instead of a hard drive. It will apparently support a 1 terabyte hard drive that is faster than the Samsung 970 Pro, which can do 3.5 gigabyte reads and 2.5 gigabyte writes, and that's a second. Which means if it's faster than this, I think there's an issue. I generally feel like there could be an issue if it is this fast. Because I don't think that's actually possible in current state. That's sustainable. I think it might die. They're claiming it would be better than anything available for PC, which is always going to be bullshit because PC kind of expands so quickly these days. And they're also claiming they're going to have ray tracing, use an AMD processor, and have an 8K graphics engine that is also able to do 3D audio processing. If this exists, it's going to cost an absolute fucking fortune. There's no point to buying one. You may as well just buy a PC. It's going to have to cost thousands to be able to earn profit. Like, easily into the 1,500 range. Easily. Because if it's got ray tracing and 8K, now it won't be 8K gaming, but it'll be 8K video. Which will be a bit easier. But if it's 8K gaming, that's going to cost an arm and a leg. That'll be like having 2 of the new RTX Titans in there. And I don't feel like that is a thing that we can have. In PS4, it's going to be burning hot. It's going to be... Now, I like the idea of having more graphics engines, a better graphics engine, and showing more power. That's a good thing. But it's expensive. It will have to be. And there's no way they'll be able to do the things they say they can do. If they have an SSD that could do that, then release it for PC and watch the entire market dissolve just for this one. If it's it'll be M.2 if it's able to write better than that SSD, and there is 1 terabyte SSDs, but them alone are £400-500. That's more expensive than the PS4 did on release day, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, that sucks. I don't think I'll be buying a PS5. Don't think I would be at all. Yeah. Although, they do have a game on there, on the PS4. Lots of people go crazy over, called Fortnite. No, I know what Fortnite is. If you have a physical copy of it, still sealed, it's worth over £300. It's becoming a collector's item for some reason. I don't know why. It's just becoming a collector's item. And that is interesting to me, that it's becoming a collector's item. Yeah, but it's becoming... I don't hate the game of Fortnite. I hate the fact of how it costs so much for people to be able to play it, and the community. I think the community is just screaming people constantly, and I don't like the idea of people screaming constantly in my games, thank you very much. But I generally feel like it's just the community that causes that. More than anything, like, I don't mind the game. I don't mind playing it. I just don't like playing with other people, or listening to other people, or watching people play it. I feel like the community is trash because it's just so young and not young. I like the idea of building, I like all that type of stuff, and people say PUBG is good. I like PUBG, I do play PUBG. But I don't like the community of Fortnite, and if they can sell over £300 for a physical copy, there's a problem. It's an epidemic. I don't like the community for most games that are like that, where everyone's screaming and stuff like that. It's upsetting. Another thing that might be upsetting, though, is Burnout Paradise, the original game. Servers shut down in August. Shutting down servers is such a pain. Because think about it, all these games that are online only may not be around in 20-30 years time. If consoles go fully digital, games will not be around in 20 to 30 years time. At least with PC you can easily transfer a game from one to another. There's storage mediums that you can have, and people will constantly be able to save games. I won't be playing the same games now that I'm playing in 20-30 years time. Because believe me, I'm going to play games forever. And saying about this, the Xbox One S has an all-digital console. Where you can't put discs in. I don't know how that's going to survive in the next 20-30 years. Think about it. With a Nintendo, with the old... Even with the new ones, they use cartridge still. They used CDs for the Wii and GameCube. And... I can't remember what other ones. But I don't think digital consoles are going to exist for a long time. However, if you do buy an Xbox One S, the all-digital version, it has a slot for an SD... for a CD drive. For a disc drive. Which means, in theory, if you know what type of disc drive to use, you could put your own disc drive in there. Which means you could play your own... You could put your own... You could mod that so easily. So if you can get one for, let's say, £100 cheaper, like £150 cheaper, because they don't have the digital version, you could add a disc drive. I have a normal Xbox One S. I had the original Xbox, my release day one. But you can put you can put a disc drive in there if you know what you're doing. So, interesting way to do that there. However, if you do buy one of those consoles and realise, wait, I don't have... And then you go and buy a game from GameStop in America, and then you go, ah, shit, I don't have a disc drive. Well, for every game that you purchase, if it's within 2 days of release date, you get a full refund on the game. It isn't that hard to plug in a disc drive, it's one cable. 2 cables, sorry, you got a power as well, but it has all the slots for it on the board, so you could just hook it up. But yeah, if you buy a game from GameStop and it's 2 days after release, you're able to return it for a full refund. This is because lots of people buy pre-orders now, they don't like the game, they throw it away. Well, you may as well get your money back. Like, seriously, that's kind of important. I don't know if it's because GameStop's dying and they're trying to do anything to bring more people in right now. Like, their stocks are shit. I'm, like, learning the stock market slowly, and it's went shite bags. I got one bit of news and 2 more Switch pieces of news, and then I'm finished. I know the green screen just went off funny for a second. So, bit of normal news. Warhammer Chaosbane has started its second phase of closed beta. So, game does the same thing. No, game's not dying, actually. I think it's more Gamestop. Game is a separate entity. Anyway, Warhammer Chaosbane has just started a phase 2 of its closed beta, which I'm interested in. I want to play that game. I like Warhammer, okay? I like the stories and stuff from it. It is interesting to me. It's a scam. What's a scam? And then I have 2 bits of Switch news. Red Out will be coming to the Switch May 14th. And that's great. I'm excited for that. It's like a rocket bike racing game. I am interested to play that. But my last bit of news. Sentinels the Third comes to Switch 10th of May. No, I want to run around on a Nintendo console with my big blue bollock slapping side to side. And with that beautiful image, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.